Eala ends Australian Open campaign with doubles loss. Filipino tennis ace Alex Eala ended her 2026 Australian Open campaign with a first-round exit in the doubles event at Melbourne Park Court 14 Tuesday. Eala and Brazilian partner Ingrid Martins battled back from a 0-4 deficit in the third set but ran out of steam as the Polish-Japanese duo of Magda Linette and Shuko Aoyama held on for a 7-6, 3, 2-6, 6-3 victory to make the round of 32. Eala ended her singles campaign with a first-round exit on Monday after falling to American Alicia Parks, 6-0, 3-6, 2-6 in the round of 128. The final net: how Alex Eala's Australian Open campaign came to an emotional close. The sun hung low over Melbourne Park on a late summer afternoon, casting long golden shadows across the blue courts. In that moment, the atmosphere was a blend of anticipation, celebration, and quiet reflection, the exact emotional palette that often accompanies the end of a dream. For Alexandra "Alex" Eala, the Filipino tennis prodigy whose name had become synonymous with rising promise in the sport, the 2026 Australian Open was never going to be just another tournament. It was a stage, global, vibrant, and unforgiving. Here, dreams take flight, but they can also be tested in ways few expect. And on this day, those dreams encountered their most sudden halt yet. From singles fireworks to doubles grit, Eala arrived in Melbourne after earning a career-high WTA ranking of number 49, the best of her young career and a testament to her rapid rise through the professional ranks. Expectations were high, not only among her legion of Filipino supporters but also within the broader tennis world watching a new star emerge. Her singles debut in the main draw was a story of thrilling promise and painful reversal. In a first-round thriller against the American Alicia Parks, Eala erupted with confidence, taking the opening set 6-0 in dominant fashion, sweeping her opponent off the court with blistering ground strokes and fearless shot-making. The Filipino crowd roared, waving flags and chanting her name, infusing the moment with home-field energy even thousands of miles from home. But the match, like so many in sport, would twist. Parks adjusted, unleashed a punishing serve, and edged back into the contest, ultimately winning 6-0, 3-6, 6-2. Eala's singles run ended in heartbreak, a dream begun with promise closing too soon. Yet, even as her singles campaign faded, the Grand Slam journey was not over. Eala swiftly shifted focus, turning to the doubles draw with her partner, Brazil's Ingrid Martins, a seasoned doubles specialist whose experience offered a steadying presence. Their pairing promised something different, not just redemption, but a chance to rediscover rhythm and joy in competition. A battle of momentum, heart, and experience. Their first-round doubles match was more than just another fixture. It was a narrative in motion, one part youthful impulsion, one part seasoned polish. The match began with Eala and Martins racing ahead, seizing an early 4-0 lead with aggressive net play and uncanny court coverage. At that point, it felt as if they might glide smoothly into the next round. But tennis is as much a psychological battle as a physical one. Their opponents, Magda Linette and Shuko Aoyama, were veterans of the doubles circuit, experienced and composed under pressure. Linette and Aoyama fought back, clawing their way into the first set and vaulting into a tiebreak. In those tense mini-points, which often define the arc of a tennis match, it was the seasoned duo who prevailed, capturing the first set 7-6, 7-3. The second set belonged to Eala and Martins. They regrouped, rediscovered their strategy, and attacked with ferocity, prevailing 6-2 and forcing a deciding set. The momentum pulsed back toward the Filipino-Brazilian pair, and for a brief moment, hope rekindled. Then came the physical and mental toll that so often decides these contests. The third set unfolded with Linette and Aoyama racing ahead to a 4-0 lead. Though Eala and Martins chipped away, closing the gap to 3-4, the resistance ran out, and the match was sealed 6-3 in favor of the experienced team. With that final rally, Alex Eala's Australian Open campaign came to an end, both singles and doubles, in the opening rounds of this Grand Slam. A unique kind of loss, what it really means. A superficial glance would call this an early exit. But the truth is deeper. For Eala, this Australian Open was not about trophies or rankings. It was about arrival, challenge, and identity. From the blistering heat of her singles opener to the strategic ebb and flow of the doubles court, Eala showcased a blend of raw talent and fierce determination often rare at just 20 years old. Her serve was aggressive, her movements sharp, and her instincts daring, features that have defined her rise through the women's tour. Yet, in Melbourne she was tested not just by opponents, but by the weight of expectation and the harsh realities of elite competition. But through it all, she showed the qualities that define champions beyond wins and losses. After her singles defeat, Eala took to social media with a message of gratitude and perspective, reminding fans, and perhaps herself, that even setbacks are part of a larger journey. "Tough loss today," she wrote, "but dropping this here as a reminder to be happy about living out your dreams, even if it comes with bad days." Her ability to stay grounded, gracious in defeat, serves as a reminder of her maturity, not just a rising star in the sport, but a role model for young athletes everywhere. The bigger picture, why this matters. Though her time at the Australian Open ended earlier than many hoped, the tournament was far from a failure. For Filipino tennis fans, for young Asians aspiring to international success, and for a global audience beginning to recognize her name, Eala's presence at Melbourne Park was historic. She became one of the few players from Southeast Asia to compete in the main draw of a Grand Slam, and in doing so, she helped elevate the visibility of tennis in a region where few have reached these heights. Her electrifying first set against Parks in singles, where she dominated 6-0, was a moment of pure brilliance, a glimpse of her potential that will be remembered long after the scores fade. And her doubles battle, though it ended in defeat, was a testament to her resolve. She didn't fade quietly, she fought, built rallies, and matched her opponents on skill and will. Those 2 hours and 38 minutes on the court were not just a match, they were an embodiment of her tenacity. What comes next? The end of this particular chapter is also the beginning of new ones. With her Australian Open behind her, Eala's tennis calendar moves forward, including a possible appearance at the Philippine Women's Open and other tour events that will shape her season. Each tournament offers a chance to refine, adapt, and grow. And for a player as driven and gifted as Eala, the future is full of possibility. The sport of tennis, with its long seasons, relentless travel, and unforgiving margins, is a test of persistence above all. And while the Australian Open may have ended in a doubles loss, Eala's story there was not defined by exit alone but by effort, courage, and the promise of more great days ahead. In the quiet moments after the final point, when the crowds disperse and the courts return to stillness, the true measure of a campaign isn't just in the wins and losses, it's in what a player carries forward. For Eala, the Australian Open,